Hello everybody and welcome to the Gray T-shirt video hour. This is our third attempt at the Ask Owen and Mal first video. We posted an Ask Owen and Mal status on our fan page so that you guys could submit your questions and we would do a video blog to answer them. Since then, our TV has died and my computer recorded our entire first attempt at this, which was awesome, without sound. So, we are determined to give you guys answers. So this is our third attempt. My iPad has 7% battery, and we're going to try to get this done, okay? Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, the first question, we're going to incorporate with the second question because we realized we kind of answered them together anyway. So, the first two questions were, what is it like living in a big city like Boston? And what is your least and most favorite part about it? Do you want to go first?
You can.
Okay. So, we'll break it down into what it's like living in Boston by our most favorite and least favorite aspects of it. And let me remind you that we're both from really rural areas. And so it's been a huge, huge change. And living in a city is so different than when you come visit it on a field trip or take a vacation. It's very different. So I think my favorite part of living in Boston is having access to so many things that are in our reach. We have over 300 food places that deliver to our apartment. And I know that in Maine, I don't know about Owen, but we did not have anywhere that would deliver ever at all. So that, the novelty still has not worn off, and we love our takeout every now and again. There's a ton of museums, there's concerts, bands actually come here. Like we've had different bands come to some music halls right near us where we can basically like walk to, and it's pretty awesome. There's so much opportunity for school and for jobs and internships. People who are really evolving in medicine and policy and are really taking things to the next level. It's really cool to be involved in some of those conversations. We have a lot of friends here who always want to go out and do stuff. It's kind of funny because there's so much to do that it makes it feel okay to stay in on the weekends because usually we're like turning down things, and when I was in Maine it was like nobody ever wanted to do anything ever, so I was home all the time. But now we're involved in so much and we're seeing so many people and cramming in all kinds of stuff that when we have downtime we're just kind of like it's nice. So that kind of goes with the least favorite part too, which is it's really hard to get around and everything takes a lot of planning. Transportation, we either have to take the train or schedule the ride, which we'll have to do a video about, which is the accessible transportation through MBTA. Or we take an Uber car, which is an app on your phone, and it's way cheaper than a taxi, but you still have to factor it in if you're like going out, you're not just buying dinner, you have to pay for your ride too. And that can get really exhausting. So we're constantly planning and trying to figure out where we want to spend our time, how we want to spend our money, all of that. So even though there's so much to do, it really adds more challenge to it because you really have to prioritize. Otherwise, I would just go shopping all the time. But even still, sometimes it feels like we just sit around and eat a lot and talk about all the things we're going to do, but then we don't actually do them. So those are mine. Just having access to so many things and but having to figure it all out so that you're getting the most of what's available to you. What about you?
You basically took my answers. It's just so different here because there's so much more and it's so much bigger here, but everything's so much closer together, and it's such a difference coming from a 250 acre cattle ranch, and now I live in a 500 square foot apartment, and it's quite a downsize, but it's a different extreme outside the apartment, where it's not a small town and it's not a rural area. It's a huge, busy city where everyone is always doing something, and that can be a good thing and a bad thing.
And it's really noisy too. Like, we always have construction because they built up a building next to us and they're building another one in the other direction. So when we open our shades, if the other people have their shades open, you legit can like watch people cook dinner and like be in their bed.
There's no privacy.
So it's kind of weird, but we don't low battery. We just don't open our shades that much. We just turn them because we need vitamin D. So, anything else you want to add about what it's like here?
Good sports. Patriots on right now.
We won the World Series. We did.
We did it.
We did. We ran all around those bases and we won. So, go Red Sox. All right. So, the last question we had, hopefully next time we'll have more because we're doing this. It's awesome. Is what kind of health insurance we had. And if we had any experience with the Ticket to Work program. So I'll talk quickly about insurance because obviously that could be a video blog in itself. Right now I have private coverage through my employer, and with my last job with Got Transition, I was lucky enough to have private coverage too. During the summer, I was able to briefly get on Medicaid so that I was covered if I was going to be between jobs. And I ended up just getting my like enrollment packet for the best Medicaid program we have, but then I filled out the you're working form, and so I had one envelope that had my benefits information, and the other envelope like that came the same day going, you're not eligible for anything. So that was silly. But now I have private coverage, which is I currently have a PPO because I learned the hard way that some of my key providers don't contract with HMOs, which was what I had before. So I have PPO. I pay a little more out of my paycheck every pay period, but it gives me more flexibility in who I can see for providers, and it works out. And then I have what's called Health Safety Net, which is if my private coverage wouldn't cover something, I could get it through specific community health centers or qualified providers through this program, and they would cover it.
And it took me so long because I had problems with income, and I couldn't have these benefits because I had too much money, essentially.
For like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Till we moved here.
And it was just a bad timing deal for a while there. And now I have Commonwealth Care, and I'm on the BMC Health Net plan.
And what happened with Owen was when he was working in his Vista position for a while, Medicaid saw that he was working, so they thought he had options for coverage elsewhere, even though the plan that they offered would not fit what he needed. So he was just starting to advocate for that, and then things changed, and then he wasn't working. So as soon as he wasn't working, he was able to get health insurance. So that's a huge breakdown within the system that we're working on. And do you want to talk quickly about Ticket to Work? Because I don't know.
Yeah, I have a very brief exposure to Ticket to Work, and I had the opportunity to use it, but I decided not to take the job that I was looking at, and I ended up not having to use it. So I'm not really familiar with what it is or how it works on a very deep level. But I've always heard about it growing up.
Yeah, I haven't heard about it either. A lot of people have mentioned it, but I've sort of just been able to find opportunity within my networks, and since Owen and I have been here, it's really just been who we know and getting involved with different things that have led to opportunity. And what Owen did see of Ticket to Work was just different organizations that are like work with people with disabilities. So I don't really understand it. If anybody wants to
Different
educate
employer
us,
networks. I'm not really sure how that
it seems
went.
it seems to me that it would be challenging and would just involve the system in another way. So I would be leery about it personally. But if anybody has any differing experiences or wants to educate us about how Ticket to Work works, feel free to comment or Facebook us. And with that, my iPad is telling me the battery's gonna die. It's almost midnight here. Oh my gosh. I just gave a presentation for a class at BU, which was so awesome. Owen was great. He videoed the whole thing and answered some questions. So hopefully I'll be able to get that up on our channel. And we thank everybody who submitted questions. Stay tuned. We'll do another round soon. Hopefully it'll be up a little bit quicker. And like our Facebook page if you don't already. Feel free to subscribe to, which is primarily my channel, but now it's kind of me and Owen's YouTube channel. And we are going to try to post more video blogs as the winter rolls on. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Later.